When I sit down with my 94-year-old girlfriend, as I call her, she's a very smart woman, very, very sharp. She says, Stephen, you can't call Justin Trudeau corrupt. And I said, well, he is corrupt in a certain way because that's what comes out of Ottawa. Holly Doan is a publisher of Blacklocks, which has documented many cases of corruption. Is this government corrupt, Holly?
Yes, and pandemic showed us the ways in which there are no checks and balances or any scrutiny at all. So in the spring of 2021,
right,
the Commons Health Committee subpoenaed all the documents concerning pandemic contracting and management, 992,000 documents. Only 7,000 were released by the Privy Council before they slammed the door on that. In that 7,000, we saw staffers, political staffers in the Prime Minister's office in charge of handing out contracts worth millions, didn't even go to the department. The very first call that a manager in the Public Works Department made was to SNC-Lavalin, offering them $150 million to build field hospitals. Field hospitals that no province and no department asked for. To this day, the health minister can't tell the Senate committee where those field hospitals are or if anybody ever used them. What is that if not corruption?
Well, do you think it's like the corruption we hear about in old stories, Duplessis, where, they give a contract and, yeah, you get that contract, or John McDonnell, you get that contract, but give me half of it under the table.
Oh, but
Do we know
that's
that
a pretty...
staffers got paid money?
That's a third world definition of corruption.
Okay,
though.
That's why I'm asking
no,
you.
I don't, no. I mean, maybe, but not that we've ever seen. What do I call corruption? I call giving a contract to a former Liberal MP for ventilators that Health Canada had never even approved. That very MP, Frank Bayliss was his name, testified at committee that his company had very little money. It was short on money before that contract. He recently sold it for almost $1 billion. So, if you can profit by your connection to government, that's corruption.
And is that endemic? Because some people listening right now are going to say, well, yeah, but it was during, the big pandemic, and it should be forgiven.
Well, then
they didn't know what they were doing.
Well, listen, then let's have a judicial inquiry to examine pandemic contracting. Because I think if any Prime Minister ever did that, what Canadians would learn would blow their heads off. I think somebody would go to prison.
Okay. Pandemic is over. Is there still that kind of wanton misspending going on in Ottawa?
Well, they have a lot of bills to pay now, and they're in deep, deep financial, economic trouble. So they're going to have to find ways to cut back. But this is a pattern with this government of how they spend money, and maybe Ottawa's always been this way. Maybe Ottawa has been a nation of petty, corrupt bureaucrats and politicians since John A. Macdonald's Pacific scandal. That's what I would argue.
Some say that. Others would say that you're finding out. Anyway, Holly Doan, thanks very much. 3 minutes. Please stay tuned to keep informed about the latest policy issues. We all need to sharpen our game, because if we don't, we could end up with another Justin Trudeau government, and we don't want that. So please subscribe, tell your friends about the show, and if you can, PayPal, because that guy behind there, he wants to get paid. He does a very good job.